Massive transformation. That's what today's guest did in multiple areas of his life, both for himself as well as for other people. He outlines 3 key steps that are required for every transformation in your life. You're going to love this episode. He's a star. His documentary is featured on Prime, on Amazon Prime. You've got to go see it. It's an amazing episode and an amazing video. Enjoy. Welcome back to the Think Bigger Real Estate Show. I'm your host, Justin Stoddart. Boy, am I thrilled today to bring you a worldwide celebrity. His name's Anthony Lolli. Not only did he make amazing waves in real estate, creating the world's fastest growing brokerage when it comes to kind of focus on rental properties, but now he's got an entire documentary about his 125 pounds of weight lost in 9 months. If you've not seen this, go to Amazon Prime and search Fat Lolli to Six Pack Lolli, and you're going to be absolutely amazed. I'm so excited to introduce you to him. Let me just remind you that snippets of this show are added to the Think Bigger Real Estate group on Facebook. If you're not yet a member of that group, go there. We take these long form interviews and we bring them down to 2 to 3 minute bite-sized nuggets you can implement. With that being said, Anthony Lolli, it's such a pleasure to have you here today, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Anytime. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, your story, man, I'll tell you what, I became such a fan of yours when you created culture like I'd never seen before, right? You had people who were joining your brokerage who were agreeing to put rapid realty tattoos on their bodies, right? Because they were so, again, fanatic about what you guys were creating. Talk to me about that experience. What caused such amazing culture? I know there's a lot of real estate agents that are listening to this, wanting to retain people, cause them to be fanatical about what they're building together. Are there any kind of words of wisdom that you could give to people that would help them to build kind of this fanatical following?
Absolutely. There was over 105 people that tattooed the company logo, and that story went internationally viral. You know, even Jay Leno and talk show hosts and Fox, CNN, ABC, CBS, you name it, and internationally viral at that. So, you know, we built the company culture not only based on friendship, camaraderie, but based on income. We cared. We watched if someone was making money or not making money. You know, we put goals in front of them, measurable goals, and we kind of like publicized and showcased our success stories. So we built a culture based around success, around growth, around reasonable and attainable success. And we made sure, you know, because anybody can make money in real estate. You know, you make $1 profit, you make money. Anybody can make a living in real estate, you know, just like a waiter or a waitress or server can make a living. But people get into real estate because they want to make a killing. You know, they really, really want to hit it big. They're very ambitious. So, you know, you have to kind of understand if you're running a team, you know, they're not eating, they're going to quit. You know, most people that are doing well, they're going to leave you because you don't have the system or the tools or the technology or the camaraderie. When you build the culture, you build a family, it's very rare that somebody leaves their family.
Interesting. Boy, I love that. It's not just about getting some results. It's about getting magnificent results. You're right. You know, people don't risk everything, getting a real estate license to just make an income. They do it to really create massive success for their family. And if somebody's not creating that, how wise of you to say, look, something's off here. How do we fix this? Right? Either you're not the right fit, or what am I doing wrong to better, you know, be able to serve you? It's powerful. Yeah. Love that. I think that's tons of wisdom. And then again, you're not talking just about the business side. You're talking about creating a family, right? There's a difference there. When people, again, are willing to put their logo or your logo on their body, that's a deeper commitment, right? You only do that for stuff that is part of your mission or your passion. In fact, I've heard it said before that branding is, if you can think about, people use Apple computers, they wear Nike shoes, like all these different brands, because those brands represent who they are. And so for someone to put their tattoo on your arm, they're essentially saying Rapid Realty defines part of who I am, right?
That's right. Yeah. People, you know, the fact is you mentioned all those things, and people have the tattooed logos of the Jets and the Knicks and the Giants, and they don't get paid. At least as a player on my team, they were getting paid, you know, so, and they were life-changing. So, you know, it's important that you kind of understand that there's a lot of turnover in the real estate industry in general. So, you know, you want to make sure that you build a system as a brokerage, as a leader, that can handle the organic turnover that just happens. Some people try real estate. They want to try insurance. They want to be a notary. They want to be a travel agent next year. Some people don't know what they want to do. They're just still discovering life. So it's easier to give birth than to raise the dead. So if you've tried everything and it's not going to stick, then just move on and recruit somebody new.
That's, interesting part of your story, as I've studied you and followed you, is that you actually purposely found people from outside the real estate industry, didn't you? You found people who didn't have the bad habits and you could really kind of mold up, like you said.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't want them to come tainted with bad habits. So for me, just getting a fresh person that actually respected, I would look at their resume and look at how much income they were making before. And I say to myself, okay, I got to beat that, So if they worked and they were making, 30,000 a year, 40,000 a year, very easy number to beat, So I knew that they didn't have high expectations. I wasn't recruiting somebody that was making $250,000 working at Google. This was a regular person that would appreciate the come up. So I think you have to also understand who you're grooming and give opportunities. So you want to be an upgrade, not a downgrade.
Powerful stuff. Part of the reason why I think Bigger Real Estate exists is I believe that the biggest setbacks are oftentimes right between people's ears, right? What keeps them. In fact, I was listening to a mentor of mine this morning. He said, if you can believe, there's enough patterns and models out there that you can, with which you can create success. It all comes down to the belief of the individual. The part of that I really want to get into with you right now is not only did you build, again, the fastest growing brokerage in the country, franchise brokerage in the country, but you also then went on to create incredible success. Your story in losing 125 pounds in 9 months, there was some stuff upstairs that allowed you to do that. And I would imagine some stuff that had to change up here, right? Talk to us a little bit about this importance of mindset and how that has helped you, not just in real estate, but also with your health.
Really, I just applied the same principles that I did in business. There's a quote, don't get mad for the results you didn't get for the work you didn't do. I wasn't putting in the work at the time, and I had a standard of excellence in all areas of my life, personal, business, even when I would go into a real estate project, my standard of excellence was up here in terms of what the kitchen would look like, what the living room would look like, from the outside of the property to the curb appeal, all of this attention to detail and excellence, staying on top of the contractors, getting up early in the morning, making sure the materials were there. Nobody needed to tell me to do those things. Those things came naturally. Why? Because there was a monetary benefit, right? Now, and then, of course, that I have a family, there was a legacy benefit. But why wasn't I doing that with my own body? I was driving the Rolls Royce, having the Rolex, having the nice cars, a beautiful family, and I didn't want to beautify myself. I would put so much heart and effort into all these other things, but not into myself. And I was the income earner, Last I remember, a Fortune 500 companies take care of their CEOs and top executives. They send them on vacations and pamper them. Here I am, working myself to death and eating myself to death, and I wasn't doing the right thing for myself. So I finally got a chance to kind of treat myself with the kind of respect that I deserved based on the things that I achieved. But it was mainly a lot about my family. It was an incident that happened with my daughter, but there were many incidents that happened with my wife, wanting me to get in shape before we started a family. And then eventually when we did start a family, she put me in a situation where I was almost embarrassed. I'm going to be embarrassed to embarrass my children because of my obesity. So, and I talk about it in the documentary, and it was an amazing turn of events that eventually the next day I decided to join the gym, and I said, I'm going to be Anthony Lolli, the businessman, and I'm going to apply my business principles to my body. And that's exactly what I did.
At times, and again, I'm just encouraging everybody, if you've not yet seen this documentary, it will absolutely inspire you in every area of your life. My wife and I were sitting there with our jaws dropped, just watching you put in the work. I mean, night and day after day after day. At some point, and in fact, I'm sure early on, as well as even later on, I know you went through a kind of big surgery later on. What at times, like when you had thoughts come to your mind saying, this is never going to work. Like, this isn't me. Like, I'm Fat Lolli. That's how I'm known. Right. Like, how difficult was that to shed the mental component of your former identity and take on this new one of, no, I'm six pack Lolli?
Not difficult at all, because in real estate, if you practice it enough, you visualize what the property is going to look like, even if it's beat up. You see it in your head. You know, you're looking at something and your friend that knows nothing about real estate is like, what are you doing? That place is a dump. Are you kidding me? You're looking at the dollar signs. You're looking at the flip opportunity. You're looking at the cash flow rental opportunity. So I looked at that. I took those pair of goggles and put them on for my body. I already, you know, my wife was nifty. She made a vision board and we put all the bodies that we wanted and put my face on it and all the other things that we wanted in our life. And so it was awesome to actually look at that vision board and see that I beat the body that I dreamed of.
That's amazing. Well, a couple principles that I want to pull out here and just put an exclamation point behind. Number one is that you had a deeper purpose than just wanting to look good, right? Your daughter actually came to you and was concerned about you actually living, right? Like that, like Dad, I'm afraid for your life, right? I'm afraid you're not going to be around. Remember that from this. You know,
I had these nasty habits of eating like a 5-year-old, you know, pizza, you know, mozzarella sticks, French fries, burgers, greasy hot dogs, you know, mac and cheese, anything that was on the kids menu was on my menu. And so my wife was always, you know, good about eating healthy herself. And then when we had children, she wanted to pass on those good traits. And I was the one that was kind of a bad influence. So after a while, I wasn't really eating at the table with them because they would want to know why they can't eat what Daddy's eating. And so one of those moments, you know, I just sat at the table and had some French fries and my daughter was going to reach to eat them. And my wife was fed up. She said, you know what? My daughter's name is Love. She said, don't eat that. You're going to get fat, Love. And she says, what's fat? And she shows her a video about obesity. And then in the video, it talks about obesity and how it can, you know, you can die from obesity. And she said, Daddy, you're fat. I don't want you to die. And that's really what, at that point that really I looked at it, you know. But before that, my wife had been telling me, you know, do you want the kids to make fun of our daughter, you know, as an obese dad? And I thought about all those times that, you know, when you're obese, you know, kids are mean. They say mean things to you. And I remember even as an obese adult, you know, walking down the street, I would see like a mom, you know, bend over, talk to their kid and point to me and say, you see that? If you keep eating like that, you're going to look like that. You know, there's a lot of these things that happen when you're an obese person. So, you know, coming from not being able to go on a roller coaster or having to wear the seatbelt extender on an airplane, you know, things like that. You don't want to do that in front of your kids, you know. So you think about that as a parent, as a dad. And, you know, if your wife or your significant other looks hot, why can't you look hot for them?
Boy, that's an amazing kind of summary of that principle. So powerful. So again, you had a purpose that was bigger than you, deeper than you, right? And then you actually could, just like in real estate, you could see the future, right? You could see what it's going to turn out like. And every day that was, whether you had it like on a board in front of you with your face posted on it. I love that. And or in your mind, you're probably replaying these tapes of like, that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. And I want everybody listening to this to realize is this isn't just about health. Maybe your deal is health, right? And you're the fat Lolli, right? And you want to be six-pack Lolli, right? Or maybe it's income-wise. Maybe it's like my income is in a really bad state, but I can see it. I can see myself wealthy, right? And you're now working towards that. Every area of your life, I believe you can take these principles that Anthony's teaching us here, having a deeper purpose, and then having a very clear vision of where you're going, and then just put in the work day in and day out, right? And just apply that over and over and over again. Is there anything else that we're missing, Anthony, that really keeps people from having a massive transformation like you've done in multiple areas of your life?
You got to change your circle, change your association with more people that are aligned with your current goals. I think that some people are in your life for a reason or a season. And so, you know, some people can't let go and grow. You got to let go and grow. It doesn't mean you don't have to be friends with them anymore. It just means that you have to find new friends that are more aligned with your current life goals. And if that happens to be fitness or business or real estate, you know, only an entrepreneur or a 1099 person that works on commission can understand another person that works on commission. The last thing you want to do is surround yourself around a 9-to-5er and you start taking business advice from somebody that's never gone into their own business. So I think that's a fatal mistake.
So powerful. Again, I think that's the third missing link, which I think is actually a perfect segue, Anthony. We're almost out of time here, but I want to be sure and kind of give you a chance to answer what we call the signature question of the show, which is this. you are a big thinker. Right? That's exactly why I sought you out to have you on the Think Bigger Real Estate Show. I knew that this audience needed to hear from you. Not only on this episode, or they need to go find your documentary, watch it multiple times, internalize it. Okay, they also need to hear from you this question, which is this. You're a big thinker. What else do you, what do you do to continue to be a big thinker, to continue to expand your possibilities? What does that look like for you?
Well, right now, what we're doing now globally is we have our Radical Body Transformations platform, right? rbtshow.com. So people sign on. We're literally changing lives. The documentary is ranking as the #1 fitness documentary on Amazon, #1 documentary on Amazon. I'm getting like 1,000 messages a day from people saying, I joined the gym, I changed my life, I can relate to your story. So right now, and we're getting recognized on the street, people coming up to us, hugging us, wanting to take pictures, saying, thank you, you inspired me. You know, people that have gone through COVID, through cancer, military veterans, you know, with PTSD. So there's so many people from all over the world. So we love that we're helping to change lives. But, you know, but also I attach the business component to this because that's part of who I am as an entrepreneur. You know, I was never a one-trick pony. I looked at the sharks on Shark Tank, and even people like Barbara Corcoran, who was also in real estate, and now they're in multiple ventures. So for me, I wanted to prove to myself that I just wasn't a one-trick pony. I could do more than just real estate. Even though I'm still in real estate as an investor. We have our book out there, The Heart of the Deal. It's actually doing even more well because we talked about it in the documentary. And so, you know, people are getting re-inspired by reading it and learning. So for me, you know, the next chapter in my life is really enjoying life as this new person with this new body, really, really getting a chance to sit back and smell the roses a little bit, enjoy my children. One is 4, one is 2, enjoy my wife, my life, and at the same time make calculated decisions, because the price of success is how much life you want to give up. So for me, I'm very careful about the life and time that I want to give up from this point in my life moving forward.
Boy, what a powerful tribute to the life that I think all of us want to live, right? Which is not just success, but significance. In fact, that's the answer that I seek to answer is, can you have success and significance? Can you have income and impact, right? I believe that you are a walking, living role model of that. Because again, you even are saying like, there's times where you need to throttle it back and really focus on enjoying life, which I think is hard for us type A individuals, right? When we always want to go, go, go. Boy, what a great testimonial that is to success and significance. Thank you so much for everything you've contributed, Anthony. It's such a pleasure to be connected to you, just to your story, and now obviously have you in my network and as a friend. Thank you. Such a pleasure.
Thank you. Anytime. Anytime.
All right. And my final request of everybody listening here today are these 3 simple words, which Anthony Lolli has made it easier for us to do today. And they are: go think bigger. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.